Hello and welcome to Embedded Internal. This is 10th episode of our series C System Fundamental series. In this episode, we are going to connect everything from binary to memory to data types to overflow, then operators, evaluations, how the compiler come into picture and the memory reality. Until now, we have seen that integer fields and the memory reality. We will start from floating point representation. We know that C defines rules for behavior, not exact hardware execution. Every operator's C compiler has to follow the rules for any kind of computing. C defines rule for behavior but not for exact hardware execution. Why we need floating points? Why integers are not enough? Integer means int defined by integer data type usually have 4 bytes of memory that can be signed and unsigned. When we are saying signed and unsigned, 4 bytes means 32 bits, 32-bit representation. Signed and unsigned means we can able to store -2, plus of 100, 0 and byte corresponding to 32 bits of memory inside the integer. However, in the real system, we need to store the decimal points as well. For the decimal point representation, we have to move toward other data types. That is floating point representation. C represent integers. When we required floating point representation, we need float data type. Like for example, 3.14, 0.1, any pointer in after the point. Why we are not able to store decimals or floating points inside the integer? That integer have limited memory, although the we have used range, but we know that precision matters, and for that precision floating come into picture. We need to store real numbers, number with decimals. That is why floating point come into picture. So scientific notation for floating point is simply value equal to significant into base the power exponent. So floating point is one where we are able to store the sign bit, exponent part and the fraction part. And data type corresponding to floating point is float, present F. When we take an example for the same, if we have to represent 1, 2, 3, 4 integer data type into the floating point, it will simply become 1.324 into 10 to the power 3. Exponent part is 3. So 10 to the power 3. To represent the floating point, we have IEEE 754 representation, which most operating system uses. This is the representation most operating system use. Like for the single precision float, that is 32 bits usually. 32 bits means 4 bytes, similar to integer. Layout in IEEE 754 is 1 bit for sign, 8 bit exponent and remaining 23 bit for fraction. Similar way, when we have double precision representation, that is represented by double, which is 64 bit. 64 bit layout will be like 1 bit for sign, 11 bit for exponent and the remaining 52 bit for the fraction. So we can say that float does not store any decimal digit. It store binary approximation. Precision versus accuracy. By the term precision only, we are getting how detailed representation we can provide. How detailed. And by the term accuracy, it is how close to the actual result. So they two are two different concepts. For example, we have in value float of x, that is 1.0 floating point divided by 3.0. Actual value giving the result as continuous 3. After that multiple bits goes on, whereas when we are storing the value, we are storing few bits only, like 0.333. okay, so it is how detailed we can go. It is at the precise level, like at the 32 bit precise level, whereas it is how close we are seeing to the reality. Okay, if it is kept on going, let us just represent as 3.33. For the storing purpose, we are just removing the extra infinite bytes to the some approximate values. Let us see an example for this. We have an local variable which is of double type x, and we are doing some arithmetic calculation on this, that is 0.01 addition to 0.02 and printing the value. Let us compile this. I want very precise information, so let me write I want till 20. After some byte this value is getting changed, so let us print at the 50th level what the value we will going to get. See, it is not any bug, it is actually real representation how our machine is storing the value, at what precise level we can store the decimal points in our system. For the visualization and for the storing of data, compiler returns after rounding the value. That is why initially when we have checked for the output without asking the compiler to give at this precise level, they have given the output only representing till the 6 decimal point. It is a total 8 bits, 6 decimal points. So it is the rounded of value what we get, but actual representation can be like this. Okay, we compare the floating points correctly, because after some decimal points the values can vary. How can we compare two floating points number correctly? So we have to for the comparing of floating point number, we have one. For comparing of this, we have one febs library function, which we can use to compare the two floating point number, because when we will do simply something like x is equal to 0.3, it can be very dangerous, because we don't know how the compiler is going to optimize this value and generate the result. It can lead into undefined behavior. That is why we should avoid floating point comparison in this way in the real system. Otherwise, at one or the other point of time, our system is going to crash for sure. And floating point exceptions are very difficult to debug. That is why while designing the code, we should take care of all these points. Better design will be to using the fabs and then doing the comparison like x minus 1 if it is greater than any or less than any floating point value. This is the better design while we are comparing two floating point number, meaning difference small enough. Approximate comparison, fabs will do approximate comparison, and that will give the appropriate result. Now we have two important terms when the floating point representation come. So they are the special values in the case of floating point, and the values are infinity and nan. Infinity as the word term as the term suggests that the result is at till the infinite level. We don't know how long the output will kept on going, so we are stuck in an infinite loop, infinite precision. And nan is not a number, so the output which we are getting is actually not a number, and by checking these two value, either it is infinite or nan, compiler store this result and return the output and prevent our system for going into the bad state. Infinite can be of two type. Infinity is simply written as inf. In the case of positive number, or in the case of negative, it is inf. Mostly we get this inf output when we are doing any operations like divided by 0. One floating point number divided by 0, answer will always be infinite, inf, negative or positive. Not a number. This we get when we are doing divide by 0 by 0. So 0 by 0 is not a number inside our CPU instructions. So it is simply NaN. And the interesting property of NaN is that when you compare two NaN values, you will always get a resultant as false. This is basically a security or prevention mechanism provided by our operating system. So before doing any this type of division in the floating point number, which can lead to infinity or NaN, we should first check if anyhow we can lead to this condition, like is NaN. When you are doing the calculation, check if we can lead to this state or not. Okay, let me show you an example how these values we are getting as an output. Say when we are doing any divide operations, divide by 0, any number divide by 0, usually system returns by INF. So there I have a local variable double x where we are just doing the divide by 0 operation and printing the output. So let us see what will be the output of this. Minus of INF. Similarly, let us do some positive value. Plus of INF. Let us see what happens when we do divide by 0 by 0. NaN. Not a number. Okay. So this is how operating system is preventing the device to, or preventing our system to going into the bad state. Why integer are not enough? Why we need floating point number? Basically for decimal point representation, what it mean by floating point number, what it stores, sign, exponent and fraction, how it gets represented. In IEEE 754, we have two type of, for the single precision, that is 32-bit float values, we have 1 bit for sign, 8 bit for exponent and 23-bit for fraction part representation. Similarly, in double precision, that is 64-bit represented by double data type, these are the representation. What it mean by precision and accuracy? Simply, precision means how detailed we can go, accuracy means how close we can get the result. We have shared an example. And the next point we have covered is when we are comparing the floating point number, what we need to avoid and why we need to avoid and what function we need to use. And we have two special values in case of floating point representation when we are dealing with floating point, that is infinity and NaN, when they can occur and what output we can get in this case, and how we can check beforehand while designing the code if we have to deal with these things. Now let us move to one of the most important topic, that is endianness. Endianness simply means order in which bytes are stored in a memory. We have two types of endianness, that is little endian or big endian. We are saying that it is simply the order in which bytes are stored in memory. So in case of little endian, least significant bit are stored first, whereas in case of big endian, most significant bits are stored first. Host like x86, that is in little endian, whereas all the network packets are based on big endian. And this becomes very important when we have to send and receive the network packet across our devices. So while receiving the packet, first we need to make sure that big endian's data which we are receiving is in a big endian format, that need to be converted into little endian format so that byte order will remain same and we are able to intercept the data as it is. Otherwise, the total meaning of data will going to change. So let us take an example. We have an integer a where some value are stored as 7, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So we are saying that it is stored in byte order. So 2 bytes. In the case of Little Indian, our data will look like this. Whereas if the same data we will see from the Big Indian, it can be like, now data is same, but because of the two different representation, whole meaning of data gets changed. That is the reason we need to do the proper conversion of the byte order while receiving and transmitting any packets across the network and from the network. Basically, Little Indian LSB bytes are storing first, whereas in Big Indian MSB bytes are storing first. Okay, just remember this. Data is same, only the order they are presented are different. So data is same, that is why bit order is unchanged. At the end, every data is represented by bits, and that is 0 and 1. Either you have any video, audio, everything underneath is just a bit order representation. So bit order will always remain unchanged. Only the way bytes are stored is getting changed. Why endings matter? We know that endings are used in networking, files, serialization, all the protocols, debugging, and the embedded system. All the network packets or network order commonly used Big Indian, and all the host devices are in Little Indian. So whenever we are dealing the data coming to and from our host endpoints, we need to do the conversion first. Let me show you one example of this. We have taken a local variable x, and one value has been represented like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and I have just stored the address of that in p pointer, and we are printing the value with the 2 level precision, simply to see what kind of representation we are using. GCC bytes. See, value we have stored is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and value we are getting it 7 8 5 6 3 4 1 2. Why? What is the least significant bit? That is 7 8. So only the byte order get changed, bit representation is not changing. So first we are getting 7 8, and our system is Little Indian. Although the values has been written as 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, we should get ideally value as it is, but we are getting the value in different format because what the underneath our system is using, that is x86 architecture. Let me show you what architecture our system is. Uname -a. See, Linux operating system. Underneath architecture is x86 64 GNU Linux. So at the end, it is a host machine having x86 architecture which uses Little Indian format to represent its byte order. That is the reason we are getting the byte order in this format. That is, LSB has been represented first, then the MSB. So this is why byte ordering or endings are so important when we are dealing with the packets, because complete representation of the byte order will change. Next topic is C abstract machine. Most of the time when we are doing any code, we think we write in code and it get directly executed on hardware, that is CPU. But this actually don't happen. Actual model is when you wrote any source code, it is just a file into an operating system. It will have to first go through the C rules. After the rules has been applied and passed, it will go through the compiler for the compilation. Once the compiler has been done, memory allocations and everything is done, then it will finally get converted into machine code, that is in 0 and 1 format. And after the machine code has been generated, that is our ELF file usually, then the ELF file get loaded into the machine or hardware for its execution. We have a dedicated series on how a simple program actually get executed inside the hardware. So from the user level to the hardware level, what all steps our program is going through, and at each step what is happening inside the system. We have covered a dedicated series on this named as Execution Awareness Series. That series is of 10 episodes. Next is, what is the compiler reality? What actually happens at the compiler level? We have an optimization technique where, like, if you have any function, if 0 do some work, compiler will, while compiling, simply remove this code. So it's totally depend upon the compiler how it is taking it. If 0, no code will be work. It will not go to check what all statements are there. Simply it reads the first statement and remove the code. Simply like some of the operations actually done at the compiler level itself. They are not going to check uh, like x is equal to this. Compiler will produce the result as x. This operation will not be get evaluated during the runtime. No evaluation. So these things can happen at the compiler level. That is why ordering is very important. That is why using the correct data type is very important. It is just a way to tell the compiler, don't optimize the things as per your wish. Do as I want you to do the changes. Okay. That is why volatile we are using when we are reading any hardware registers, volatile constant. That is the reason while compiling the code we have to use 03 for not to tell the compiler don't optimize the code. Otherwise, sometime compiler do optimization from its part and code will not behave exactly the way we want it to behave. In case of floating point also compiler do optimization. For example, for floating point optimization, let us take an example. We have a double x plus c. Similarly, we have one other variable. Mathematically, these two values seems that okay, they are equal. At the floating point level, it can be different because of the precision at which floating point do the calculation, and because of the order. Mathematically or arithmetically we can say okay, the two terms will be equal, but when the precision comes at floating point level, then order may matters, so output can be different. Optimization can affect the precision level. Okay, so we can say that as a programmer we are just seeing the numbers, whereas when it comes to the programming language C, it is seeing the numbers as a object, values, and having the defined rules. But at the end, things has to come at machine level, and when it comes to machine level, everything turns into bits, bytes, and instructions. So understanding all three layer is system thinking. So in this episode, we have defined that computer do not compute reality, they compute representation of reality. By this thing we are ending this our system C system foundational series. We have started our series with bits smallest representation of data inside our system. After that we learn about bytes, how the memory, different data types, and then arithmetic operations, evaluations, operator precisions, undefined behaviors. Finally, this episode on floating point and compiler reality. So it's a long journey we have covered in our 10 episode. So we can say that no longer we can write a C program as text. Now we understand or we write the code to transfer as transformation of memory and value under the language rule or language contrast. That's all in this series. Stay tuned for our next series. Thank you. Keep learning.